You ever open your pantry and just sigh? Not because it's dirty, not even messy, really, just off. Like everything's there, but nothing's where it should be. You bought the bins, tried the labels, watched the videos, but somehow, real life keeps undoing it all. If that's you, you're not failing. You're just organizing in the real world. And here at Rustic Pantry, we don't chase perfect. We build systems that bend, breathe, and survive the chaos of actual life. Let me show you how. When the chaos creeps back in, there's this moment. Always shows up a few weeks after you've organized it all. Shelves looking sharp, bins labeled, a system you swore would stick. But then life happens. You get sick. You're late. Groceries dumped into whatever corner is free. Kids tear through the snacks. And slowly, silently, the chaos creeps back in. One bag of rice tossed sideways. A jar with no lid. Then two open peanut butters. And suddenly, you're staring at the shelf like it betrayed you. But it didn't. You just stopped showing up for it. That's okay though. It's not failure. It's just life. Real pantries, they get messy. The real trick is not pretending they won't. It's building in small moments to reset before the clutter takes over. 10 minutes on a Sunday, 5 on a Wednesday. Little corrections that keep the whole thing from falling apart. You don't have to start over. Just straighten one shelf, one category. That's enough. How Grandma's pantry worked without plastic bins. My grandma, she had no label maker, no matching jars, no trendy baskets from a home goods store. Her pantry was a cool, dim corner of the mudroom. Wooden shelves, a little crooked from age, but everything had its place. Not because it was pretty, but because she knew how she cooked. Baking stuff in an old metal tin, canned peaches in a crate, a flour sack shoved behind curtain. It worked, and it stuck, because it was hers, built from habits, from rhythm. No Instagram aesthetics, just pure function. That's what we forget now, sometimes. It's not about the container. It's about the container working for you. You don't need to spend a cent to build a solid pantry system. Just think like Grandma did. What do I use most, and how can I grab it fast? That's it. The rest is decoration. The snack shelf is a war zone. If you got kids or roommates, then you already know. The snack shelf is where law and order goes to die. Granola bars tossed like confetti. Empty chip bags left like trophies. Someone always blames someone else. No one ever admits to finishing the last pack of cookies. It's madness. But here's the trick. Don't fight it. Work with it. Make the snack shelf its own chaotic universe. Contain the chaos. Don't control it. A big bin? Label it snacks and call it day. Toss everything in there and move on. Maybe even make two. One for grown-ups, one for kids. Keep it low so little hands don't climb shelves. It won't stay neat. And that's okay. You're not organizing for robots. You're organizing for real people who get hungry, who get lazy, who throw wrappers back in. So stop chasing perfection there. Build a zone that forgives the mess. The mystery items that linger for years. There's always one. That item sitting way in the back. Could be a can of artichokes, a random spice blend from a gift basket, something you bought with ambition and never used. And it just stays there. Month after month, you see it, you ignore it, part guilt, part denial, until finally one day you hold it in your hand and whisper, "Why are you still here?" That's the moment. Toss it or use it, but stop letting it take up space. Pantries collect dreams we never cooked, and that's okay. But if the item's not feeding you, not inspiring you, not fitting your life now, it's just noise. Make room for what is working. That's how you make a pantry real. Not filled with who you wish you were, but who you actually are today. A little tired, a little honest. That's enough. When the pantry becomes peaceful again, there's this feeling. It sneaks up quiet. You open the pantry, and it's calm. Not perfect, not sparkling, but calm. You know where the oats are. The spices sit where they belong. That jar of peanut butter, right in its spot. No scrambling, no swearing, just ease. And it hits you. This is what it's all for. Not so people can compliment your shelves. Not for a photo, but for the quiet moment where your kitchen works with you, not against you. That's the gift of a real pantry. It's not a showpiece. It's a rhythm, a little system that supports your chaos. It won't always stay that way. But when it does, even for a few days, it feels like everything else might fall into place too. Like maybe you're not behind after all. You're just human, doing your best. And sometimes that's all a pantry really needs from you. That one shelf you keep avoiding. We all got one. The shelf we pretend we don't see. Maybe it's too high, or too low, or just packed with stuff. Random stuff. Half-used baking mixes. Expired tea bags. Sticky syrup bottles leaking slow and silent. You open the pantry, glance at it, then close the door like, nope, not today. And honestly, that's fine. For a while. But eventually that shelf becomes a weight. A whisper in the back of your mind. Like, hey, you gonna deal with me or nah? One day you will. Maybe it'll be 2 a.m. and you can't sleep. Or maybe the shelf collapses and forces your hand. But when you finally face it, clean it, toss the junk, wipe the surface, you feel 10 pounds lighter. And you wonder why you waited so long. But the truth is, we all wait. Sometimes you gotta be in the right kind of tired to finally do it. Not everything belongs in the pantry. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Not every food needs to be in your pantry. Some stuff, it just doesn't make sense there. Potatoes? They sprout fast in closed spaces. Onions? They get weird. And appliances? Those take up valuable real estate if you only use them once every blue moon. I used to shove everything into mine. Pasta maker, ice cream machine, a juicer I used for exactly 3 days. Then I realized I wasn't short on space. I was just storing the wrong things in the wrong place. Moved the extras to a hall closet. Donated some. Suddenly I had room for what mattered. The rice, the flour, the beans. You know, real food. Sometimes we forget the pantry's not a storage unit for broken dreams. It's a working space. It needs to breathe. So stop hoarding. Let breathe. When labels stop making sense. I used to love labels. Still kind of do. Chalk markers. Fancy fonts. Little white tags hanging off jars. So satisfying, right? But then life happens. You start refilling containers without relabeling. Or you reuse one for something new, but forget to change the name. Next thing you know, you're sprinkling breadcrumbs into your coffee. Yep, happened. That's when I learned labels should work for you, not against you. If they slow you down, ditch them. If you can't read your own cursive handwriting, print instead. If the kid can't find cereal because it's labeled ancient grains, maybe just write cereal. Sometimes simple wins. Sometimes no label is better than a wrong one. Don't label for show. Label for flow. That's how a pantry stays real. Letting go of the Pinterest pantry dream. I remember pinning it. The dream pantry. All white. Sleek jars. Coordinated cans. Spices alphabetized. Not a crumb in sight. I chased that dream hard. Spent too much. Stressed too much. Got mad at my family when they didn't put the quinoa back right. It wasn't fun. It was a prison made of containers. One day I realized I don't live in a magazine. I live in a house. With people. With chaos. And if the dog food gets stored next to the rice, the world won't end. Now my pantry? It's not Pinterest perfect. It's lived in. A little noisy. But it functions. And that dream? I'll let it go. Because peace in the kitchen isn't found in labels and symmetry. It's found when everyone can find the damn crackers without asking you 12 times. The day you finally get it right, even if it's just for a while. It's quiet. You open the door. You know where the oil is. You pull out the pasta without moving 7 boxes. You grab the cinnamon with one hand. No avalanche. It all works. For the first time in a long time. No shame, no overwhelm, just ease. It didn't happen overnight. Took weeks, maybe months. Little changes. One bin here, one shelf cleared there. You didn't follow a guide. You just listened. Watched how your family moved. Noticed what you reached for most. Adjusted. Again and again. And now, it's yours. Fully yours. Not perfect, but honest. Real. And you stand there thinking, I did this. Then the cat knocks over a bag of lentils, and the spell breaks. But still, for one sweet moment, everything made sense. And you realize that's enough. So maybe your jars don't match. Maybe the snack bin's a disaster by Friday. Maybe you forgot what's behind that one can of coconut milk. That's fine. That's real. That's your pantry doing its best in a messy, beautiful, lived-in home. And if today's story helped you feel a little less overwhelmed and a little more in control, then we've done our job. This is Rustic Pantry, where we keep it practical, peaceful, and just a little bit imperfect. See you next time.